I'm reviewing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows for the Xbox 360, but it's also coming on the PlayStation 3 later on, and as well the PC. Now, Out of the Shadows is a spin-off Turtles series. Now, because of that teen rating, attacks are pretty violent, pretty brutal, but it's still the Turtles you love. Everything, though, has its own unique style. I know some people didn't like the way the Turtles look, but I think when the action's popping off, I really don't mind the way that they look in this game. Ultimately, the graphics look really good. If we're talking about an arcade title, it's using the Unreal Engine. So, I mean, you already know when you're talking about the Unreal Engine, you're going to expect at the bare minimum something nice to look at. And yeah, certain areas of this game just look really good. There's certain lighting effects when they're fighting in front of a car, and you see the car light shining on the turtles, little things like that that I just wasn't expecting at all. Another thing I wasn't expecting was that the combat would be so deep. Every single turtle fight's completely different from the others. There's no similarities at all. They all do different types of moves. Michelangelo's doing some capoeira spins. Raphael is just body slamming people. You know, if you like pro wrestling, he just power bombing fools. I mean, that's off the chain. Leonardo's just fantastic with his swords. Donatello is doing all types of things with his staff, you know, kicking his legs up. And that's what makes the experience really cool, just leveling up each turtle, because you may even lose a couple times, but you know that you're constantly leveling up, and there's all types of different defensive modifications, offensive modifications that you can make. As far as the fighting engine goes, this is one of the deepest fighting engines I've ever played on a beat 'em up game. And I'm serious about that. I know you're talking about it's Turtles, but hey man, there are so many different reversals. They bit off of Batman, and as far as this goes, I don't think it's a bad thing. The main campaign only has 4 levels, but let me tell you, those levels are long. You and the group will jump through these levels, talking about rooftops, roaming the sewers, and everything is done in the turtle fashion, some you'd see on the TV. Now you can definitely, you know, the way they climb ladders, you're doing all this type of stuff that you've always seen in the show, but never really done it in the game like you'd want to. The music is really good. It's done by Just Blaze. He produced it. It really fits. I've heard other reviews say that it doesn't fit, but I think it does fit. It gives me that Wu-Tang type of vibe. The title screen music is reminiscent of back in the day, and that immediately gets you into the experience. That immediately pulls you right in. There's cool tag moves. Leonardo has a leadership boost. He'll taunt in the middle of battle and give all his teammates a defense boost. You guys can give each other high fives. Y'all can dance, celebrate, act like turtles, interact with each other. Let everybody know they did a good job. It's that teamwork aspect that makes this beat 'em up really fun. Gamers will unlock a traditional arcade mode where the camera angle goes back to that side-scrolling view, so you can play in that retro style. And they also have challenge rooms like Batman. You just fight several waves, challenge your buddies in the leaderboards. My main problem with the game, though, there's no checkpoints when you're playing online. If you die, you gotta play that super long level all over again. Y'all know y'all need to patch that. And speaking of patching, I don't know who the beta testers were. They might have supervised and made sure the combat was down tight. But everything else, there's some graphical glitches that are bizarre, and I've run into several of those. I think that is stupid as At the end of the day, this combat is tough, and there's nothing like playing with 4 people at the same time. They nailed it, man. I felt like this was truly a Ninja Turtles game. I felt like I was a part of the Ninja Turtles, the way you can jump around, beat people up, and how the turtles interact with each other. And I've been waiting for a while to have something like that. If we're talking about a $15 game, for $15, y'all? Oh, there's plenty here. And because of that fact, we gotta give this game, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, 4 motherfuckers out of 5.